And we're live on Underground Wicked Radio, interviewing Claas. Class holes, right? We like to call them.
Yes, sir.
Easy 606. And the motherfucker that won't leave the dead bodies alone is early tonight. So he must have found kind of a friend. So, Mr. 606, we're going to let you start off the interview.
All right, we can do that. So, Claas, why don't you tell me about where you started on, man? Like, what introduced you? Like, when were you introduced to the game?
Well, I mean, I've always been, in the music and shit. I didn't really start doing anything till like early 20s, and I was actually working for a website that dealt with like music and juggalo, shit at the time, called Writers.com, and they had like a subsidized label on the back end of that website that was called Writers Records. They had artists like McNasty and some other people on it, and that's how I actually started, is that McNasty was only like, probably like in Oklahoma City, and so we kind of started a group called Full Scale Riot, like an EP and shit, and started doing shows. And I mean, that was pretty much how I was introduced to ground and horrorcore and all that. I mean, that to horrorcore, but it was still like underground. It had some dark and some political tones and different shit like that. But I mean, it caught some respect from people around, and so I mean, it kind of became something doing a bigger facet, and then kind of branched out on my own.
Oh yeah. All right, so
Go ahead, Easy 606.
You good, Easy?
Questions? I mean, I know you want to talk about a couple collabs that you got with them, so go ahead, homie.
I mean, y'all can go ahead and talk. We can interview. Just go ahead and ask questions.
Sounds good. We'll hit that up later.
All right. So yeah, I actually do got a question. You are currently the newest member on LSP. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to talk about that? How it made you feel to get signed to LSP after a long stretch of doing music?
I mean, it was good. I've known all of them for a long time. Like, I've known Smalls and Psycho and Liquid and Scum and all of those since we were like young, since like 2003, 2004, like back in the day. Like, we had done shows together here and there. I mean, I'm on one. I mean, I was on tour with Liquid when we did a tour with Blaze. And it was just kind of a matter of needing to push my own shit in another direction, because I kind of felt like I stalemated with what I can, try to build up their southern presence, at the time, because they're big in the Midwest and pretty big out west, obviously. In the South, they've got a good following, but they were trying to build that, that southern presence for the label. And so we just kind of came to an agreement that it's a good move. Like, I wanted somebody that was going to back me and back with what I do. That was, had a fan base and already was established that could do different markets, in the South. And so we linked up. Me and Scum talked about it. Like me and Scum talk about everything over, way too many drinks. And we got it all linked. We found the gathering to be the best time to go ahead and announce it. So that's what we did, man, and it's been good ever since then.
It's what it is. That's what's up.
You think? Oh, go ahead, homie.
Hey, I wear it probably around my neck on a daily basis.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're trying to build it all over the place. I mean, South, East, West, Midwest. Fucking it.
Oh yeah, it's an empire. It's an empire, man.
yeah, trying to, you know, get it up there with the, you know, with the Magic Ninjas or Strange, you know,
I mean, honestly, my personal opinion, yeah, Magic Ninja Entertainment, yeah, Psychopathic Records, yeah, Strange Music have been around for a long time. Okay, everybody does know who they are. And yes, they are very well established. But my honest opinion, when it comes down to the underworld, you know what I'm saying, like the underworld of rap, I honestly think LSD has it all day because of the fact there ain't no other like lower end label out there making as many moves as LSP is. I mean, Scum's going on tour every other month. Fucking Insane Poetry's going on tour every other month. You know what I'm saying? They're picking up new artists left and right. So honestly, my opinion, I think LSP, I'm saying, is literally the next Magic Ninja Entertainment or Strange Music with the popularity.
I mean, that's what we're trying to build, you know. I mean, we've got an established group of artists. You know, they just recently added Liquid, you know, not too long before they added me, you know, which both of us have an established, you know, fan base, and we've been doing stuff for years and, you know, kind of know how, you know, we want to do business. And, I mean, it's just just a good look overall. I mean, we all have the same mission, and we're all capable of, you know, carrying that mission on our own, you know, with the label on our back. So, you know, that's literally what it is right now. Like the end of this year is just the start, and then the start of next year is when we just try to take shit over completely.
Right. You want to cover anything?
Say what?
You want to cover anything, Easy?
Do I want to what?
Do you want to cover anything? So,
No,
man. I know
606 is in his own world over there tonight. Don't mind him.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know Snickers been asked if I want to do most of the questions, you know what I'm saying, because of the fact I'm the one that actually originally talked to you, Claas, about getting on. So I actually do got another question. First time I actually ever did hear of you is when I first started listening to the Underground Avengers. Now, is there anything new coming out of the Underground Avengers? What's going on with UA? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there anything that we can expect from them?
Nah, at this time, no, man. I mean, in all honesty, I wouldn't expect anything, you know, anytime soon. I mean, I think it's pretty much, you know, ran its course. I mean, unless all three of us get to a point where we come together and decide we want to do something again. I mean, it just kind of, it was what it was, and it was dope. Like, the CD the CD was fucking incredible. I mean, I still get people now that, you know, it's 2015 going on 2016, and that came out in 2011, and I literally still get people now that hit me up on Facebook that are just hearing it and love the CD, and it was cool. And then, I mean, even the shit we did, you know, after that, the couple tracks we did, you know, and then the video for Villains and everything, I mean, all of it was dope, you know, but at this point now, yeah. I mean, it's just pretty much, you know, it's pretty much done. Everyone's busy, everyone's got their own thing and their own agendas, and you know, Dave has got his own thing going on, Buck's got his own thing, and I mean, obviously, with me signing the LSP, I mean, that's my focus. So, you know, right now, I wouldn't expect anything anytime soon. I mean, unless something, you know, major changes that.
No doubt. Now, is there any new solo class that's going to be coming out under LSP? Is there anything that you want to talk about on that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have stuff. I'm working on an EP. And then right after the EP, I'll be knocking out a full album as well. So, I mean, hopefully by the summer, I'll have two brand new records that are out, you know, for people to check out. Maybe before that, I mean, we'll see time-wise. But there's definitely going to be a lot of music, you know, coming out in the next few months for for LSP. I mean, not only the LSP project, but I got a couple other, you know, projects where I haven't really divulged yet on what's going on with them. But trust me, there's a ton of music that'll be coming out, you know, with my hands.
Oh yeah. But that's the new music video.
Say that again.
What about the new music video that's about to drop?
It should be dope. I mean, we literally just shot it this weekend with my homie Jesse from Archangel Photography. I mean, it came out sick. We shot it at a place that's out here that's one of the biggest haunted houses in the nation. It's called Cutting Edge. I mean, they had this dope-ass room called Meat Slinger where it's a bunch of bodies on hooks in a meat factory and shit, and we had a good time, had a lot of fun. Video will be pretty crazy. So it should be coming out soon. And I mean, I just dropped the I'm Underground video a few weeks ago, which we did that one like real gritty, like one light, one camera, like nothing wild, just real dark and gritty and shit. So, I mean, I'm going to try to push more videos out as well here in the coming months.
That's a dope-ass concept. That's a dope-ass concept. I always thought about that. Like, I've always had this big, like, idea of going down to Texas and find that damn Chainsaw Massacre house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always wanted to do something dope like that because I'm such a big Leatherface fan. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't mind doing a fucking dope-ass video shoot for my song Graveyard Hunters in Troy, New York, for this graveyard called Pinewood Cemetery. It's the third most haunted graveyard in the world.
You better let your cousin in on that music video.
Well, yeah, if I come to New York to shoot a video, you best believe I'm getting a hold of your fucking crazy ass. Yeah, you got next week to be hard. Well, yeah, I gotta stop doing it easy. Stop the store and get some peanut butter. Snickers needs that.
I mean,
well, I'll just get that after I pick you up, easy, because you know where to get it at.
He's got it, man.
Okay, there you go.
This is it. 606. Made easy.
All right, Snickers, it's on you, man.
I've got a question from someone on Facebook. Sarah Lett wants to know where you grew up, what state, and what high school did you go to?
I grew up in Texas for the most part. I mean, I'm a military kid, so I was born overseas, and I've lived a bunch of places, but the majority of my life has been in Texas and Arlington, where I live right now. And I went to school out here in Arlington at a spot called Sam Houston High School. No doubt. I was in Texas for a short while.
Remember what I told you, Crooked G, so if I get quiet, homie, that's you. He missed the Whitney Payton interview, so I told him he can take most of the questions tonight. I've already interviewed Claas, so I'm good. Go ahead, homie.
Where did the name Claas come from?
It's a root form of my real name. My real name is Nicholas. And so, when you break my name down over history, one of the root forms of the spelling of portion of my name is Claas, C-L-A-A-S.
Oh, that's dope. No. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, we're going to play a song. I want to play Simple Man by Claas. Go ahead and tell us why you wrote this song, homie.
It was a track that Buck had from Seven, actually, the beat, and he had redone the little Leonard Skinner song, and I mean, it was just a dope beat, so we wanted to do something that, was just kind of, not really sentimental, but just kind of something, that had feeling, that was on the EP we were putting out. Just the way we felt and shit we've been through and shit like that, so that's where the concept came from. And I mean, from my perspective, I was just writing about how I really feel with what I do. I'm bigger than I am, or I'm some celebrity, or anything like that. I've never felt like that. Never feel like I'm just a normal dude that just happens to rap, and I've got fans. It's crazy. To me, I'll never understand it. When I think about what I've done over the years, and the fact that I have fans, to think about that. And so that's where my verse comes from. That fact that I'm just a simple guy. I'm not wild. My normal life is just a normal life like anybody else's. So That's
All right,
what it
before
was.
we
And,
go to the
the
song-
song just kind of blew up.
Oh, sorry, homie, I didn't mean to cut in. Before we go to the song,
No, you're
we've
good.
got two callers that want to ask you a question before we cut over. The 352 area code. Go ahead and ask them a question first.
Hold on a minute, man. I'm looking at the phone.
What's that, homie?
Anyway, asking for a question.
Yep, go ahead and ask them a question, homie.
I was asking that. Damn. No, I lost my fucking track of thought.
Marijuana.
I was wondering if you could do. I'm rolling up a blunt right now.
Go ahead, homie. What's the question?
I was wondering if Jeremiah can do a radio drop for me.
You want me to do a radio drop for you?
Yeah.
What do you want me to say, homie?
Hold on a minute.
All right, I'm going to go to the other caller real quick while you set that up. Go ahead, 408.
Yo, what up, Claas?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, this your boy. This Swoop, fool.
Oh shit, what's up, Swoop? I ain't talked to you in a while.
I know, cuz what's cracking? I'm wearing the Shy One and Class shirt right now, cuz.
Nice though.
But man, I want to ask you about how has horrorcore gone downhill since the website went down?
I mean, I don't know if it's like necessarily went downhill. It's just like changed. You know, I mean, it's the way music runs its course. Like no matter what type of music it is, you know, it's always going to be, you know, every 10 years it's going to be vastly different than it was 10 years prior. You know, I think, you know, like the shit that I came into, you know, the Gravediggers and Brother Lynch and L.U. Cypher, and then even out east with Bedlam, you know, and then Q Strange back then, like oh yeah, that's what it was, like that, you know, that shit was like more like lyrical, and it had like a 90s and early 2000s vibe to it. But now, like, you know, and it's changing now because it got away from being real lyrical and it just got to being, you know, like the overall tone was just like, how crazy can you be? Like I mean, it wasn't even about lyrics no more as much as it was just about, let's just talk about the most crazy shit we could talk about and call it horrorcore. I think now it's circling back around, you know, because you got dudes now like, you know, Playboy the Beast, and I mean even Scum, and then, you know, you got now Gruesome and all these cats that are coming in, you know, that do their thing, that are more lyrical. Like they've got, it's not just about being crazy anymore. Like it's like you want to be, but you kind of have to have bars with it, and you know, a good sound overall. So I think it's kind of having a resurrection. Like I think it did die for a moment. Like horrorcore just wasn't what it was anymore. Like it wasn't the same. Like I mean, there wasn't that many artists doing it, you know, and doing it well. There wasn't, you know, all the old heads, all the you know, the Marses and everyone that used to do it that kind of disappeared. And I think now it's kind of making its resurrection. Like I think now's the time too, because, you know, mainstream music has gotten so cliche and so crappy, you know, that, you know, it's a perfect time if something's going to resurrect itself and be better, then now's the time to do it. Like if a lot of people are getting in there and just making dope shit, you know, with a horror undertone to it, then, you know, people are going to feel that, you know. It's the same thing when music got stale and then DMX came out, you know, and Eminem came out, you know, and it wasn't necessarily that they were horrorcore, but based on what they were coming into was stale and party music, and those dudes came into it with a crazier vibe, you know, doing the same type of music, but just crazier. Like now, you know, you might hear somebody that's got like a trap song that's just complete garbage, that's mainstream, but you might hear somebody underground that's using the same sort of beat that's actually dope as fuck because of the what they're talking about and how they're bringing it. So, I mean, that's my opinion. Like, I think it died for a moment, and I think, people of the West, all the old heads that were in it, when they disappeared, it kind of did have a stalemate, but I think now the resurrection is happening.
And this is why I started my radio, so people can hear other horrorcore artists out there. Did you mention Molly Gruesome? Was that one of the names you just dropped?
No, I didn't, but no, Molly's my girl. Like, she's dope. I mean, she's doing her thing in Canada. There's a ton of people out there, that, like Jay Reno, like that's the homeboy of mine from Canada as well. I mean, it's happening everywhere, man. I mean, different people from different backgrounds are just starting to bring better horrorcore back, to the forefront.
I've got probably 7 artists on my radio from Canada that are horrorcore, including Molly Gruesome, that I've interviewed. We lost your homie Swoop. I'm not sure what happened. I think it's on his end because he sounded good to us. He said it was choppy on his end. All right, we're going to cut over to the song, and we'll be back after this. Simple Man, Claas. We'll be right back. Whoop, whoop.
Heard of 606 Jit.
Oh, yes, honey. Due to the fact that her thighs spread just like...
We are back on Underground Wicked Radio, interviewing Claas with Easy 606 and DJ Crook. So,
all right. How's it going?
Go ahead, DJ Crook.
Why is nobody talking? Yeah, it's all good. What tours have you been on? Is there any tours that you're going to be working on in the upcoming future?
I'm sure I'll be on something here once the albums and shit drop. I mean, I'll probably be out just for promotion of the album or something they've got going on as far as LSP. I mean, other than that, I mean, I've been on a lot of little tours and shit. I went on tour with Recognize. I've been on tour with Twisted. I've been on tour with Blaze. Tours here and there, like, over the years.
No doubt, no doubt. Definitely. Hell yeah, when you start up, your next tour, possibly after the album release, definitely gotta hit me up and let me know where it's gonna be and shit. I definitely gotta go to that.
Yeah, I'm sure once we figure out exactly what's going on and all that, then we'll end up putting everything out. I mean, it's going to be a minute. I've got to get at least, something done so I can go out and promote something. I don't want to just go out and not have anything ready for the new label, because as soon as I get out on the road, then that's the first thing everyone's going to ask me is if I got stuff, from, LSP. So probably hold on early in the next year, so.
Yeah, definitely. I expect it sometime early next year, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll take a question. We don't want you to run out of them over there. I mean, I can hear the gear. So, Claas, some point in your career, have you ever decided to stop making music and then got motivated to start back up?
Yeah, around 2004 or so, I stopped doing this shit for a little while. I mean, it was like one of my best friends had died in a car crash, and I wasn't in town when it happened. Like, I was out of town at a show in Houston, and it just kind of fucked with me for a little while, just because I was out there, doing music, and I wasn't here, with my friend, and he was already gone before I even made it back to town, and I left as soon as I found out he was in the crash. I mean, I started driving back to Dallas Fort Worth, but he was already gone before I got here. So, I mean, it kind of, that kind of messed with me. I did stop for like a year or two, from like 2004 or so to 2006, but then just kind of figured out, it just isn't the same. It's something I like to do so much, and something that I just have such a a desire to do, and I mean, in a way, it's its own healing process as well. I mean, I've done tribute songs and verses and shit, to recognize you know, his passing and him being my friend. So, you know, I mean, so yeah, there's been a point where I have stopped, you know, but I mean, I came back, and you know, I'll never regret it, because ever since I came back, it's been pretty amazing all the shit I've done since then.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the question I asked would have to be like something like that. Look at that. You know that? You see that, Crooked G? Since you started. But anyways, Swoop, go ahead, homie.
I got a question for you, John. Man, you know, back in the day, you know, Bobby Knight was successful, 3SC was successful, Ice Pick Willie, Menacide. You know, there was a lot of people, McNasty and everybody. How do you continue to stay successful in such a small genre like Mars has and people like that? How do you continue to maintain without veering off into other genres like so many of us have?
I mean, I just think it's growth, you know. I mean, I think it's, you know, and that's not to say that I haven't veered off, you know, like there's a point in time where there's like a lot of tracks I've done that aren't really horrorcore. I mean, I've never strayed away from like hardcore, you know, like, you know, more aggressive like rap. But I mean, there's a point where I, you know, haven't done horrorcore or anything, you know, really in that genre, you know, per se, for a minute.
Has that affected it though?
No, not at all. I mean, it's just growth. Like, you know, music's an ever-changing thing. Like, it's always going to change. I mean, whether you respect it changing or not, like, it's still going to change. I mean, everything's going to be different. The sound's going to be different. The style of production is going to be different. The way people master and make shit sound is going to be different. Like, it's always going to change, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. So the only way to stay successful and to stay, you know, in people's, you know, minds and their frames is to change yourself. Like, I mean, you just got to grow with the music. Like, that's what I've done.
All right, Crooked G.
You know, over the years.
That's you. What in the hell is that?
What? That's not me, dude.
All right, you guys. Now I hear a train, and then I hear creepy-ass music. Who's killing who over there?
Hey, the train is on my side because I live in an industrial district.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so I got the next question. Huh? We got a caller?
Nope. Go ahead. Go ahead, Crooked G.
Has there ever been a song that you written and was embarrassed to drop because of the fact you didn't think it came out so good or anything like that?
Say that one more time.
Has there been a song that you have written that you have been embarrassed about that you have not put out?
No, I don't. No, I've never done that. I mean, you know, I'm sure I've written songs that just haven't seen the light of day, but that's just a process thing. Like, you know, sometimes if I'm working on an album, I may write, 20, 25 songs, but then the album will only have like 16 or 17 songs on it. And I'll never record those other songs just because when I start recording the songs that I do feel like are going to be on the album, it might set a tone. And I don't feel like those songs really fit the tone. But I don't think I've ever done anything that I felt like I couldn't release because I was embarrassed by it. I mean, I'm going to release whatever. Like, I don't really give a fuck. Like, I'm going to put out what I feel like I want to put out and what I dig and think other people are going to dig. And that's just what it is. If people don't like it, then people don't like it. But I personally don't care. Like, I'm doing music for me. Right. And then so I'm going to put that shit out, as me.
We got the doctor in the house.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you go ahead, Dr. Mono? And he's quiet over there. Mono. Go ahead, homie.
What kind of questions we got?
I'm going to kick him in the ass. He's not even talking. All right, easy 606.
I guess I'll take another question. No, okay,
right, there you go.
Easy stuff. All y'all talking at the same time. What'd y'all say?
Go ahead, homie.
Your
Tell
turn.
you.
All right.
Put the peanut butter down.
Okay, so yeah. It's in your mouth. It's in your mouth, son. Anyway. So, Claas, I heard you had a pretty dope little collab with this cat from Kentucky here recently.
Well, which one? The 606 one?
Yeah. He said, which one?
Hey, that
easy one.
It wasn't me.
The easy one.
No, I'm fucking around. No, yeah, I like that song, man. Like, the beat was dope as shit when I got it. You know, and once I started writing to it, like, I mean, it really wasn't. It was one of those songs that it wasn't nothing to write to it. Like, what I wrote was just, like, real quick, and, like, I just kind of good feeling and recorded it and shit, and I thought it came out dope. I mean, plus it has, you know, the homie, you know, Diabolic on it. Like, that's my dude. And so it's a sick track, man.
One question. There's two of them. There's a Diabolic the Monster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bar music.
Yeah, there's one up here where I live, too, in New York. Just goes by Diabolic. He's been around since, like, 95.
Yeah, that's Diabolic with a C. We're talking about with a K.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was definitely a good single, man. I'm pushing that. It's off my new project, so if you haven't heard it, go check that out.
Yeah, definitely. No, the track came out dope as fuck, so check it out for sure.
Oh, yeah, drop me the links to my inbox, easy. I'll check it out.
One question for Mr. 606. How come I don't have this song?
Yeah, you do.
Are you sure about this? Yeah, no, I do. I'm just messing with you, homie.
I don't have it yet.
I
Is there
got
a
it.
free download for it?
Yes.
Where at?
All right.
It ain't necessarily a download, but it's you can look for it for free. Okay. All right, no doubt.
Someone's got to cut the
Then we gotta
music in the
check that out.
background. The 352. Yeah, I just hung him up. I can't have the background noise. I tell everyone that before they get on. He's playing music.
So, Claas, how's the underground scene down in Texas compared to the underground scene in Colorado since you performed at both places?
I mean, it's hard to compare. I mean, like Denver's its own beast. Like the Colorado scene, you know, LSP and everyone out there has been building for so long. Like, you know, all them cats out there, you know, that scene is ridiculous, crazy. I mean, it's kind of hard out here. You know, I mean, there's so many. It's like such a big hub for music. You know, and in Texas in general, and then especially Dallas-Fort Worth. I mean, it's just kind of fucking hard to build any like big steam. I mean, that's not to say, you know, there's not, you know, a great scene. You know, when you know, when I do a show, you know, we always have a great turnout. Like whenever I'm on a show, like the turnout is always ridiculous. You know, people are always vibing and are always into it. But I mean, there's a lot of shows that come through here that maybe when they're in Denver, you know, they're doing numbers, but they come out here and there might not, you know, might be less than 100 people. You know, it's just the way it is in the South. You know, it's so, the South is like mad, like a big niche. Like, you know, you got to either corner a market or, you know, just accept that, you know, it might not be as good as other places.
Yeah, no doubt. That's definitely true. I figured that out early in my career. So you're basically more or less saying, since you're from the Texas area, you usually get more of a bigger turnout than if like LSP or Scum or anybody came out there, because of the fact they're not originally from out there, so they're not going to have as big of a turnout. So where if you came out here,
really, I mean, a lot of times that's kind of how it is. And I mean, even when I went to Denver, like even when I've been to Denver, you know, it's getting better, but it's, you know, they don't know me as well. You know, but they know Scum and everyone else and everyone that's out there, you know, obviously, you know, whereas the same here, like people know me out here, but they may not know them as well, you know, so it's just like, that's the bridge that like everybody in underground, and horrorcore needs to like fucking build so that, you know, when somebody does go, you know, to like fucking Indiana or, you know, Louisiana or, you know, or these other cities that may not have as big of a scene, you know, that bridge is built so that when they go anywhere, and no matter who it is, everyone's always got a crowd, you know, instead of like the divisive shit where it's like, you know, people don't rep unless it's like people they know or people in their city, you know, because that shit's kind of stupid. You know, I mean, if you're not going to rep the whole scene as a whole, then why the fuck even rep in general? You know, I mean, if you're gonna enjoy the music and be out there for everyone and give everything a chance, not just, you know, be out there for your homies and then be like, you know, fuck the rest. Like that's not a fan of music. That's just somebody that's just there to be there, you know.
Exactly. Now this is just an idea. I mean, like, this is like something that I have seen a lot of artists do that are trying to get themselves established. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know everybody has their merch tables and they got actual CDs and shirts and shit for sale. But why not make like a little sample CD that has like 4 tracks on it and give those away for free at the show to help promote better, to help build your name better, to be able to bring in more of a fan base for any next time that you go out to a certain place. So, like, I'm saying, like, every show, bring, like, 100 sample CDs, pass those out to 100 people, and then by the time you go back out to that stage next time, you got potential of at least 100 new fans.
I mean, and I agree, and that's the whole premise, you know, behind, you know, street teams. Like, I mean, it's hard to do shit on your own, you know, unless you just got the means to do it. Like, not everybody has the means. But there's a lot of people that don't want to just do, like, you know, the semi-bootleg shit where they just, you know, write on a CDR with a Sharpie, you know, because some people look past that shit. You know, I mean, people just kind of, you know, don't give it the time of day. So, you know, in the time we are now, like, everything's got to kind of be on some sort of professional level, or motherfuckers will just throw you out to the side and not even give you the time, no matter how dope you are. You know, so that's the whole premise. Yeah. Like, that's the reason we're, like, I mean, even with LSP, like, that's the reason right now, like, we're changing the way we run our street team shit. Like, instead of it being one street team, like, now we're trying to market. Like, we're trying to pinpoint markets, get them samplers, get them, you know, stickers, get them the shit they need.
All right, hold up.
I was actually trying to talk to Paul about that, to try to run the street team down here in Pueblo, Colorado. I do a lot of street teaming for a lot of artists. I street team for Tommy Necro, Kingpin, Static. I street team for a bunch of other artists, you know what I'm saying, local, out of state, all here in Colorado. So if that's something that you can actually put into Paul's ear or even Scum's ear and be like, look, you know what I'm saying, the homie Crooked G, DJ Crook, you know what I'm saying, he does a lot of street teaming. He's willing to street team down in Pueblo for us and run the street team down here. I got plenty of dudes down here that would be more than honored to build a street team for LSP. Just to sit there and say, yo, I help LSP out and I street team for them motherfuckers. I already got a team out here that'd be willing to be down and help me street team out here and get y'all, you know what I'm saying, get a base down here in Colorado, down the lower part, and also we're also trying to be able to get more venues down here in Pueblo area so we can freaking, you know what I'm saying, have more shows down here, you know what I'm saying, bring you guys down here more often.
Yeah, no, that would be dope. I mean that's what it's about, like finding groups of people in areas like, you know, that are willing to go out there and do that work. And I mean, you know, eventually, you know, the bigger it gets, the more incentive-based it becomes, you know, and people start to feel like they're part of that team, and that's what we want. Like, we want people to feel like, you know, they're part of the team, you know, they're part of, you know, the shit we're building, and that's how we want it to be. Like, we're not, you know, I mean, I'm sure, you know, other people have seen us at all shows. Like, we're not the dudes that are, you know, like, backstage or, like, on a bus or in a, you know, we're, like, aren't coming out. Like, I mean, we might be out there drinking harder and partying harder than, you know, some of the crowd and shit. Like, and that's what it's about. Like, that's what we love as a fucking label. So, I mean, it's about right, bigger.
All right, DJ Crook. I got a couple people on the line that want to talk to him. Swoop, go ahead, and then after Swoop, we've got Dilemma's producer is tuned in and on with us right now. So go ahead, Swoop.
Hey, man. After the back in the Tunnel Runnels days and the gathering of the Juggalos, how important is the gathering for up-and-coming artists that are trying to get recognized? How important is the gathering now compared to back then?
I mean, I think nowadays it's a lot more, important per se. I mean, back then they weren't doing it the same way they are now. Like I've been to every gathering. Like when it started, it was just simply about major acts. Like that's what it is. That's all it was. And then as they started doing the camping thing, they started to branch out. And I mean, the way it branched out was there was other spots like, Club Chaos and all these little spots that would come with stages and setups for underground artists.
I remember you guys in Shy One, and a lot of people would have their own little spots.
Exactly, like they would. That's what it became. And then, obviously Psychopathic had to have caught wind of that because they started booking it with more artists and more underground artists. And I think nowadays, it's not crucial. Like you don't have to go out there, to build your thing up. I think if you're going to and you get the opportunity, then there's just no way. I mean, don't turn it down. Like if the opportunity arises for you to go out there and do your thing, then go out there and do your thing like as hard as you can fucking do it, because there's going to be a lot of people that will see it, and there's going to be a lot of people around. There's artists everywhere. I mean, whether small time or big time, there's always artists everywhere walking around, checking stuff, looking at stuff.
So do you think it's worth it to go out there and get a bottle thrown at your face?
Well, but that's like an oversell on some shit. Like, I've never had anything thrown at me, and this is prior to even being recognized.
Well, you're dope.
Whatever.
You're dope.
But I think people like over dramatize, what the gathering is. Like they're overthinking it, like they're questioning whether they should do something, based off of a few assholes a couple of years. And that's not what it is at all. Like, people are out there to rock. Like, they're out there to have music, to have fun, to have a good time. Like, they're not out there, to bullshit and fuck up any day. And I'm sure, there's some assholes that don't get the concept of it all. But those assholes probably aren't the ones that are even going to check out, artists that aren't big-time artists. Those guys are trying to go be assholes, to big-time artists. The people that are trying to be out there about music and really get into the music are the you're set at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're the ones that are going to come check you out when you're the first person, on the stage. Like, no matter what your name is. Like, some people just want to be out there, to enjoy music. Like, the gathering's about enjoying music and being out there with your friends and shit and enjoying it all. And so that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not as violent and crazy as people think.
I watched the Stitches set from this year's gathering, and it was ass, but the crowd still loved him.
Yeah, and that's what, if you have a name, then that name's going to carry, like, obviously. It's going to be like it is anywhere. Some people are going to hate it, a lot of people are going to love it, like, flat out. But if you're trying to build a name, then it's a good place to go. Whether you perform or not, because there's always side stages, too. There's always stages that aren't, like, promoted. Like, there are people that just build stages, like people that have stages and setups for people to come and do their thing because they want everyone to have a chance. Yeah. And it's even a good place just to go out, with a ton of promotional material. Whether, flyers and stickers and shit like that, and just get your name out there, All
right. Before we let Dilemma's producer talk, I got to say one thing to him. And he probably hears this a lot with it being his name. It's Rick James, bitch. All right, go ahead, homie.
No, I don't mind it at all, man. I'm a Chappelle fan myself, so I don't care about that at all. So I really like what you got to say, though, man. You're really hitting on a lot of key points and stuff like that too. And another good avenue is hit up your local advertisers like Budweiser and shit, and they'll print out free free flyers for you. So you don't got to pay for postcards. So you try and get your name out there, you go ahead and do that. But,
yeah, definitely.
Today's the first time I actually listened to your music, and I really like your shit, man. You're definitely going places. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, I'm sorry you didn't use any of my beats, but
No, well, I appreciate it, man. For real, thank you.
yeah.
Hell yeah,
So,
I definitely like to hear that.
So, what do you do musically besides just rap?
I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I'm not as musically inclined as some other people. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not gonna bullshit. Like, I mean, I have a knack for rap, but when it comes to like beats and mixing and mastering and producing, some people are like mad talented and can do all that. Like, besides music, I'm just good at I've always been good at promoting myself. Like, that's been, I mean, I've gotten to where I've gotten just based on the sheer strength of me being out and doing whatever I could to promote it. I mean, whether no matter where it was or what show it was or what event it was. I mean, I mean, whether being on a gathering, I've played Warped tours, which aren't even really rap based. I mean, it's just like getting on shit, like talking my way onto stuff. Like, I mean, getting on events that are bigger than what I may be, just to try to, build that fan base and shit. Like, that's what I've always been good at. Like, is marketing myself off of just the sheer belief in myself.
Yeah, marketing yourself is the hardest thing to do anyway. So if you got that going for you easy, you ain't got to worry about nothing else because you already got the talent. So I would love to see you in Omaha sometime, man. Maybe you share a stage with Dilemma or something like that. So.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully here soon. I mean, I'm open to any show all the time, but I mean, we should be touring here early next year, and I mean, I hope to get everywhere. So definitely, if I'm in the city, up because I mean, I would love for y'all to be out there.
Yeah, we could definitely. To put you on some shows, he put us on too. So
yeah, definitely.
In the different areas, I'll get some promoters in the areas.
Oh yeah, this is what we call networking.
Yeah, I'm all for the love of music.
I love it.
So yeah, I sell my beats dirt cheap. I don't care if you're fucking Tech 9 or if you Tech None,
Tech 9 or Tech 9.
Do you produce any of Brother Hung's music? Or just Dilemma?
I did just do the fingerprints and duct tape. I've also worked with Keek the Sneak, Looney Coleon. I've worked with the Footsteps 3 Road Dog Villains, T-Will, Nappy Roots.
Hey, hit me up.
What about
Triz? Well, you can go to my SoundCloud page. What?
What about Triz?
I haven't worked with him yet.
Not yet?
No. If you check out my beats on SoundCloud, though, it's Rick James the Beatnik. All beats $25. I don't give a fuck which one. I'm a retired veteran, so I just stay at home and make music all day, man. So I'm down to help anybody out.
All right, we're gonna play his song
I'll be hitting you up.
The Underground Avengers, which Rick, you got to check out too. I don't know if you just checked out Claas's single music, but he's in Underground Avengers with Boondocks too.
And Buckshot.
Actually, I like the Hugs and Kisses track.
I'm about to play the anthem.
That was old school, yeah.
Yep.
I see that on your Reverb page.
Yeah, that one's old school. It's a good track though. I like that shit. It's different.
That it is. I'm gonna play the
anthem. Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us about this one, homie.
Which one is it?
Underground Avengers.
The anthem. From the Underground Avengers. The anthem, that was the first song we actually did. Like, I mean, in an overall sense. Like, it's the first song we recorded, is the first song that we had a concept for, and it was just basically it was a song to bridge the gap between us three as artists. You know, Buck has his own fans, I have my own fans, and Boondocks has his own fans that all know us based on certain things we've done over the years. And, you know, so we wanted to do something that kind of shouted out to, you know, who we were, and then the hook is just basically a shout out to all of our fans, and then who know us for what we do. So that's what that song was. And I mean, it's literally the first song that we came up with the concept and did.
Which is actually the first song I hold on. Hold on, Slick. Which is actually the first song I ever listened to when I first heard Claas. So if y'all haven't heard the Underground Avengers anthem, you better listen to that shit. It's dope as fuck, especially Claas's part. That shit went hard.
Class holes, right?
Class holes.
Yep. We'll be back after this. Woo -woo.
Fuck you!
Christmas, so I was kind of hoping he'd say it again.
He said, fuck you and your reindeer, bitch.
Right? All right, go ahead, Easy.
Nah, I don't have any more questions. But just the last question. I guess I'll be a man and do that for y'all.
All right.
Okay. All right. Claas, this is your time to do any shout-outs, people that you want to show any kind of love to, people that supported you, and you just want them to know that you are thinking of them. This is your time to let people know where they can find your music at, do a radio drop for Underground Wicked Radio, let them know that you are in rotation, and it's just your time to say whatever the fuck you want to the fans out there.
No, but I mean, just thank you to everybody checking me out right now. Everybody on my Facebook, on my Twitter, everyone checking out the videos I'm dropping and been dropping, and, you know, everybody at LSP, my new home, you know, shout out to all of them for sure for giving a dude a chance. Shout out to you guys for having me on here. I mean, you know, it's been fucking fun. You know, and just shout out to everybody that fucking loves music. I mean, I'm a music fan. Like, I love music. And so, you know, shout out to everyone that just fucking loves music. And definitely, you know, make sure y'all are checking out Wicked Underground Radio. You know, catch some Claas tracks, you know, because it's about the music. Like, that's what it's about. It's about music in every form and fashion.
Hell yeah. All right, Easy, it is on you, homie.
Wait. Swoop. I'm going to mute you. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. You'll be prepared for this.
All right.
Hey, Claas.
Yes.
How much do you love Wicked Underground Radio?
I mean, I kind of dig y'all tight.
No doubt.
That's it? That's fucking it?
Hey.
No, I love it, man.
You're digging us. I respect that.
I agree.
No, y'all are giving underground music another voice. You know, a lot of people are switching, and they're not giving anybody a voice. Like, if it ain't Big Time, you know, if it ain't Twisted or Tech Nine or, you know, like that, then they're not giving people a chance. Y'all are still giving, you know, underground rap and horrorcore rap and hardcore and gore, and you're still giving those people an opportunity to make a name for themselves on the strength of people that want to push real music.
That's why I started my radio. I got tired of seeing people.
And I've known Claas for years, and Claas is always down to represent horrorcore and the wicked shit. So much props to Claas. I'm thankful to have you on, and thankful to be able to talk to you, man.
Shit, I appreciate it, man. I mean, this is what it's about. It's about music and talking music.
The only thing that you didn't do, Claas, is you didn't tell everybody where they can find the music at. Where can we find the music at if we want to listen to it?
Oh, you can. I've got a Reverb Nation, reverbnation.com/IamClaas. You can go to SoundCloud. It's soundcloud.com/Iam. Obviously all my shit posts on my Facebook, everything posts on my Twitter. So you can check out my YouTube, youtube.com/IamClaas as well. So, I mean, I'm easy to find. But if you fuck up, you'll find a bunch of German tractors. So I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. All right, so where you can find his music, yeah, go check it the fuck out and be a class hole like me.
We knew that.
So y'all want to hit him with question?
Y'all want to hit him with this question now?
Hey, let's get him with the question, Easy.
All right. Like I said, Claas, you my boy, and I had no part of this. So,
let him know it's all Snickers.
Oh no.
So, Claas, have you ever earned your Red Wings? I couldn't hear you. Have you ever earned your Red Wings? The Red Wings I know are a team in Detroit. Touche.
Hey, Rick
That
James.
Snickers is famous question.
Wait a minute.
You know
Rick
you ain't
James.
that shit, guy.
Rick James. Next time you talk to Dilemma,
Yeah.
dude, he had no clue what that was. He thought it had to do with gangs. So you can pick on him next time you talk to Dilemma. Be like, what's
Red
this I
Wings?
hear about Red Wings? Yep.
Man, I earned my Red Wings. Shit.
It ain't about Detroit.
It's not about how bloody it is. It's all about how cloddy it is.
Huh?
All right, last two questions, DJ Crook.
The last question's on you.
No, I told you this is your
You want me
interview. You got the interview. Go for it, homie.
All right. Did you enjoy your interview on Underground Wicked Radio, Class, and would you come back for another one?
Yes, and I mean, of course, obviously, I would, man.
Hell yeah, definitely. Well, we'll continue on playing your music in rotation so people can get to know that Class whole shit, and we'll definitely set up sometime and probably sometime next year when you either before you start your tour, hopefully, or after you drop albums, and we can get you back on so we can talk about some new stuff.
That sounds good, man. Appreciate y'all for real.
You're welcome, homie.
All right, definitely. You take care of yourself, bro.
Hey,
All right,
go out
y'all
there,
too.
have a good night. Thank you for taking
LSP.
Wicked Radio. Woo woo.
LSP.